Hi, morning. It's me. Yep, I'm heading off to run and such. Eek. Okay, I guess I'm going to do some economics videos. So there might be a bunch of these. So I'll start reading some of the comments on some of the videos Nick has done anyway. And maybe some of the comments on my videos, but whatever. Because there's just so many stupid premises in people's comments. They say these idiotic things, and it's just, fuck. I mean, how many times do you have to go over this crap? But apparently you have to keep going over it. These people just are going to keep spouting the same crappy premises. And you're just like, what, I have to tell you this again? Do I have to personally instruct? I have to personally tutor every fucking one of you jackasses? So anyway, the comments I can remember off the top of my head was, there's a theme that runs through some of them. So I'll try to do the theme ones that come up pretty often. So there's these idiots who keep saying things like, well, I don't mind the rich because they hire people and that creates jobs. And they're idiotic. What they're not seeing the difference between is like the pyramids. If I put the pyramids in front of them, the Egyptian pyramids, and I put the Hoover Dam in front of them, that's like saying to me, I can't tell the difference between those two things. One of them is just as useful as the other. One of them is just as productive to the human race as the other. I mean, it's stupid, it's idiotic, it's fucked-hearted. All work is not of equal value. There's no point, essentially, as a social reality, to having a stupid job, an unproductive job. That does society no good. You have become essentially useless to society. If you have a job building a pyramid, you're a waste of space. You're a waste of food and energy that you're consuming to do your job. So you don't want that kind of job. That kind of labor is, like I said, all it does is consume resources, waste human capital. Why do you want that there is such a thing? Human capital can be wasted. And that's what the rich do. They waste human capital. First, they orient our entire economy to do things that are completely unproductive. Marketing, for example. Preposterously unproductive. Thousands, millions of people hired to manipulate other people, not to do what's in the social interest or in their interest, but basically to sell them pyramids, so then they can build pyramids. This is no good for anybody. It doesn't do the human race any good. Anytime a corporation builds an inferior product that doesn't productively service their needs, the human race loses. It's not a business brilliance, it's just crappy, shitty waste. Employees, you want everybody to have a job that contributes to the construction of a Hoover Dam, of some kind of piece of social infrastructure that serves a real need, that does a real good, and that can potentially do that good for decades. That's the ideal, and we are so far from that ideal. We waste, I don't know what percentage of the labor force is in futile and stupid labor, caught up in it because of this capitalist bullshit system. But I could throw a number like 50% at least. And I might argue it's much higher than that. That most of the resources are going to buy pointless and idiotic labor. So paper shuffling and fine print writing, color matching, just complete and absolute management of bullshit, because they won't change the system. They need, 25 engineers because they won't make the minor investment to update their software, so they don't need any engineers. I mean, just that kind of crap is all over the fucking place. And it's hugely destructive to the social good. And these stupid people who can't figure this out, they can't figure out the difference between a nurse working in a hospital and a marble floor. I mean, these are not the same fucking things, you idiots. One does tremendous good for humanity, the other does nothing for anybody. The fine wood carving on a yacht sitting out in a harbor somewhere right now, taking up space, where people are working on the infrastructure and taking the boats out of the water and scraping the slime off of them and doing all this work to maintain this thing that nobody, two people on Earth might get some value out of. It's just preposterous nonsense. It's a huge, gigantic fucking waste of labor. It makes all other human labor more expensive, and it produces nothing of value in the exchange. It's just stupid and ludicrous. Alright, so, go about my business now. See you later. Alright, back I am. Alright, so other stupid comments some people keep raising issues like, how the people making $250,000 a year work really so hard. They do all this productive work. That's a pile of crap. Those people making that kind of money are engineering loopholes in something. They're the small print guys, the bullshit weaselly manipulation guys. That's the substance of people making that kind of money. So some other person said, everything's fine in the world because, there's some iPod application programmers who are making $300 an hour. And so yeah, the economy must be just fine. And it's just such a stupid argument. It's like saying because we're paying some morons $10 million a year to put a ball in a hoop, that somehow our economy is just fine. Any rational, realistic conversation on those points would point out how much energy goes into creating those 1,000 outstanding basketball players that might make, a top 5% salary. That there's literally millions of hours of wasted human effort that goes into creating those salaries. And by the same token, any programmer making $300 an hour has got to be one of the best top 1% programmers in the world. That's just a fact. You've got to have, probably backdoor info on the OS running on the iPod. You probably have to know a lot of the intricacies of the chip dynamics in the iPod. You got to have a lot of insider information. You have to have spent years in the development phase of products. So there's no way you're going to knock on some door because you know how to do some, C++ programming and get $300 an hour. It just ain't going to fucking happen. But you're just such weasels. You resort to these little weaselly arguments like, let's look at the want ads in the newspaper, everything's fine. It's just bullshit. It's a bullshit tactic, has nothing to do with reality. But you're such desperate little weasels. You're probably all a bunch of inheritance, welfare loafers, and, just more of this pull up your bootstraps coming from the elitist motherfucking, silver spooned motherfuckers. So nobody who's been in the real world thinks all you have to do is put a ball in the hoop to get $1 million a year, or be able to do some application programming, and you can get $300 an hour. That can only come from the goddamn weasel ass of somebody who's never done real work in their whole fucking life. Never filed for an application for a real job, doing real work ever. So fuck you, you cunt. You're blocked. Yeah. You stupid weasels. Your propaganda. Go dig up Ronald Reagan and eat his rotten, festering bones and die, you fuckers. So enough said. So anyway, I will attempt, if I have time today, to start milling through some of the comments on Nick's videos, because most of the comments are from a bunch of these assholes with this simplistic right wing, rich people are just doing us just fine, they're saving us all kind of crap. So I'll do some work on them. So anyway, enough of the video. So till the next time.